Hi, everyone. I'm Colleen Millen, and welcome to Seasonal Soothers Rest and Digest. In this short form of class, you'll find an attention toward restfulness and to a downward flow of focus. So I'm just going to step aside, and here's some props you might want. Firm meditation pillow to sit on. Here's a couple blocks, chair, and there'll be options for in and out of the chair if coming to the ground is not part of your practice. So we're going to start in Tadasana. You can sit in the chair or you can stand. And this is a place that can start to help us move into our attention, move into ourselves, take our sensing outside ourselves and bring it a little bit more inside. So for that, we'll inhale, we'll bring the hands up a little bit and maybe lift off the heels. Exhale, the hands will come back down. Do that again. Inhale, the hands a little bit up, maybe off the heels if you want to add that in. And then your exhale brings the arms and the heels down. If it works for your arms, you'll bring them up about shoulder height. And then let them glide down. Doing as much as you can to pair the breath, the inhale here, with the movement, the exhale, as the arms and the heels come down. If your range of movement allows, the arms coming overhead, and using this movement and pairing the breath with the movement as an invitation to start sensing inside yourself. Once you're finished with that, stepping your feet out, you might notice if your body needs any little movement, you can roll in shoulders, the head here, maybe just a little movement in the hips. And from the feet being a little bit apart, now we're going to move into a closed twist where we're in the twist on the exhale. So sat in the chair or standing with the feet apart. Inhale, arms up. As you exhale, we'll wrap the arms around and bring them to the left, hugging belly muscles in. Inhale releases that back to center. Exhale, a twist to the right. Arms wrapping around. Inhale to center. And we'll do this a couple more times each side. And as long as the belly and is not, cranky at all for whatever reason, hugging the belly muscles will help you start to find tone in your abdominal muscles. It will help bring your attention to your belly, to your back, to your hips. We're coming out of that. And arms down. So here you might want to bring some rotation through the foot, 1 foot at a time. It can come all the way up through the leg or not. And making sure you take that to the other side, whatever movement and rotation feels okay. And we'll set up an Ardha Surya Namaskar or a half sun salute. And I am going to do that to reaching to a chair. So you could be sat in a chair, with a chair or a kitchen table in front of you or a coffee table. You could have blocks in front of you, and some of you may not need those props. So we'll start from our Tadasana. We're also going to add some holding and adding a breath when we come into one of the forward folds here. So you'll inhale and you'll bring your arms out and bring them up. Exhale, we'll come into our first forward fold. I'm going to bring my chair a little closer to me here. And then we'll come out of it, not holding that, to extend the spine. Once again, hands can be at thighs. They can be on your props. It's this second one we'll add a breath to. Knees a little bent. Add a breath here, another inhale. And another exhale. And then reaching out through the arms and coming on up. Bring the arms down. Now you could decide for yourself that you just want to stay with the flow. You don't want to have that hold on that second forward fold. That is absolutely fine. If this works for you, we'll hold that second forward fold for 2 breaths here. Inhale. Coming into forward fold. Adding in 2 breaths after we extend the spine first. And then there's our second forward fold. Our first breath. And that second breath as well. Easing in the shoulders and the neck and the jaw. And then we're coming out. Reaching the arms out and up. And I noticed on that one, I bent my knees a little bit more. Just feels more supportive for my back. Now, third round, 3 breaths on that second forward fold if you like. As you exhale, you could also add in hugging the belly muscles back toward the spine. And lifting into the extension of spine, lifting the chin, and then tucking your chin. Back to forward fold. Adding a breath. Maybe on the exhales, hugging belly muscles in towards spine. Two more breaths here. Stepping your feet wider if you need to increase your comfort, make space for your body. And then coming out with an inhale. So we'll set up a warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1 positioning. And let me just show you the setup in the chair. We are going to be starting with our left thigh or left leg forward, but just so I'm turned toward the camera so you can see, in the chair, we'll have one of the legs supported a lot by the chair while the other leg comes off to the side here. And you might also put a block or something equivalent, maybe a few firm pillows underneath that back shin. That just really helps stability. You could also have your arm on the back of the chair. And we are going to be forward folding over the leg. So you might want to block on the inside or the outside of the front foot too. All right, so there's the setup. You don't have blocks, get creative. Coffee tables are wonderful. So that's in the chair, and you're turned toward the left, getting yourself set up. And standing, folks. You can turn your right foot to the right and then step your left foot forward. Want to make sure there's enough width between the feet where you don't feel like you're in a tightrope. Place your blocks, one block, both blocks, somewhere near that foot so it's reachable for you. We'll inhale, bring the arms, one arm, both arms up. Chair folks, you already have your left knee bent. And then as we exhale, we'll go into a forward fold. Reach out, forward fold over that left leg. We'll bend the knee, standing folks, to lift up and out of that. That's just a little bit easier for the back. And then we'll all bring our arms down on the exhale. So you can continue to flow like that. I'm going to invite you into a one breath hold in the forward fold if you like. So we're forward folding over the left leg here. Adding a breath. As you do, hugging belly muscles back toward the spine. Easing yourself out of this, lifting out through the arms and up, one or both arms, and then we're coming on out. So we'll do one more round, and if you like, hold for 2 breaths in the forward fold. Easing neck and shoulders. Hugging hips and belly. All right, we'll ease out of that by reaching out through the arms, coming up. And then bring the arms on down. You'll take a pause. And then step your feet together in the chair, turning forward in Tadasana, standing, stepping the feet to one another. Take a feeling breath or two, a noticing breath or two. What's it like? One side to the other. And then we'll switch it up. In chair, turning to the right side of the chair, getting your propping under the back shin if you need. In standing, turning left foot out to the side, stepping your right foot forward, placing your blocks where you think it'll be helpful, reachable. We've got 3 rounds here. So the first one's a flow. Inhale, left arm, both arms up, forward fold over right leg. And then making our way out. And again, if you like that, if that flow is really working for you, stick with it. Follow your own rhythm of breath. If you'd like to come along with me, we'll hold the next forward fold over the right leg for 1 breath. And moving yourself out of that. And last round here, 2 breaths, if that works for you. So in this class, we're emphasizing some twisting movements, some forward folding movements to support your attention being drawn to the belly on down through the legs. Next inhale, come on out. And then step your feet together. So our next pose flow will come from a standing wide positioning. In the chair, it'll be horse stance. Your knees are bent and you're stepping out wider. You can have a chair or blocks in front of you. So I think I'm gonna do a chair for me. My hammies are really open and I just don't wanna do more flexibility work with my hammies. All right, so we're in horse stance in the chair. The knees are bent, legs wide, or we're standing wide with the legs straight. And we've got some sort of support out in front of us that we'll reach out to. And we're gonna come into a closed twist so that we can contact the twist around the belly and the hips and the low back. Inhale, we'll bring the arms up. As you exhale, come forward. You might need to bend your knees standing, folks. Your right hand will come to the props, left hand to hips, and come into the twist as you hug your belly back towards spine. Inhale, come back to center, lift a little, and then left hand on your props, right hand on the right, twist to the right. Inhale, back to center, lift up, and let the arms float down. So we'll do that a couple more times here. The twist doesn't have to be carried through the upper back or the neck, but that's an option if you like. Exhaling into your twist to the left. All the way up and bring the arms down. One more round. Coming on back. So taking a breath. Breathing through the belly. And then stepping your feet toward one another, we're going to move into a Chakravakasana. So that can be done all fours on the floor, which I will get to in a moment. It can also be done stood up with hands on the chair, knees slightly bent, or sat in the chair, reaching forward, your hands on the chair. Because my floor is a little cold, I'm going to put some propping underneath me. Even the rug and the yoga mat. I just got to be up off that floor a little bit. Okay, so we've got our hands either under shoulders or out in front of us. And hands are on something. If you're on the floor, the knees are under hips, or your legs are underneath your hips if you're standing up. Feet under knees if you're sat in a chair. And from here, Chakravakasana, and we'll emphasize some exhale breath work. Inhale, coming forward. And then exhale, tuck the chin and bring your hips back to a comfortable place, just to give the lower back a little bit of release after the twisting. Inhale. Just feeling this rhythm. Inhale forward. Exhale back. For the next 3 rounds, if it works for you, you could add a pause after the exhale. So the exhale brings you back, you're letting the breath go. And in that place where you're empty, you just put a little bit of a pause, not long, and then we'll come back forward again. And exhaling, letting go of the breath. Chin tucks in, little pause. One last time. From here, come into child's pose. In the chair, you can lean over your legs, forearms on your thighs, or perhaps reach out to a chair or blocks in front of you. If you're on the floor, the hips are moving back toward the heels. Let's take a few breaths here, resting. And I'm noticing that my legs together don't feel comfortable, so I'm going to widen them a little bit, create a little space for my body. Using your sense of touch to notice where your body has contact with anything else right now. And then come on up. If you're on the floor, you can tap your feet. If you're stood up or if you're sat in the chair, you can tap your heels a few times just to get some circulation to the legs. And then we're going to come onto the back if you're on the floor. And if you're in the chair, you'll sit upright. So I will get to the chair in a moment. I'm just going to show you where we're going to be on the floor just to give you a snapshot. So for Apanasana, the hands are on the knees. And we'll be bringing the thighs in toward the chest on the exhales. Now, because I just don't want to be near my cold floor, I'm going to be showing, and also I like to do it in the chair. I'll be showing the option for the chair right now. So we're sat upright in the chair, hands on knees, and then the movement will be the torso to the thighs. Apanasana, hands on the knees. So on the floor, your feet will be off the ground. The arms are long on your inhale. And then the exhale, allow the torso and the thighs to meet on the floor. That's bringing the thighs in toward the chest. In the chair, that's the torso down to the thighs. Inhale, arms long. Exhale. Torso, thighs meet. So do 4 more rounds. Allowing the jaw and the neck and the shoulders to be eased here. Feeling the flow of the movement. Allowing the movement to be restful and easeful as much as you can. So finishing up, last round here if you're not already done. And then making a decision for yourself if you'd like to close our timing with a short, maybe like 1 minute Shavasana, laying on the back or sitting up. And one of the things that I like to do in the chair, I'll just give you a look-see around. I like to take my meditation pillow, put it on a backing of a chair, and I'm just thinking if you have like a lazy boy or a wingback chair where it's higher, this might be nice. But I bring the chair close to the wall so that the head can relax. And what we're going to do, whether you're lying down or seated up, is have a few rounds of breath where we put that pause after the exhale again, like we did earlier. So you could rest here, you could join me for these breaths, whatever you'd like to do. I'll talk you through the first round. You'll inhale, and then exhale, let the breath go. And at the end of the exhale, put a little pause, and then flow right to your inhale again. 5 more rounds on your own. So you could stay here and continue your rest, or you can stop your short yoga time connecting with a downward flow of attention, connecting with restfulness, maybe encouraging digestion on an emotional or physical level. I hope that was restful for you, and I'll see you at accessible yoga classes. Thank you.